Marlene is asking, how do you take care of them afterwards? I assume they get dusty eventually. Hi, my name is Elle. I'm a cross-stitch artist and designer here on TikTok, and let's talk about it. Just like anything else you're going to be hanging up on your wall, it is going to get dusty eventually. There are a couple things that I have noticed that help with that. Namely, at our last apartment, when I had my pieces hanging up on a wall, I had them hanging on a wall in front of a window that we opened a lot. Like the actual window would be open, not just like the blinds. And so they accumulated dust a lot more quickly. And I think that in large part, it was because it was right in front of an open window where dust particles or dirt particles or things like that were coming in the open window and finding, space to hang on these. These ones, since we moved into our new house a little over a year ago, these ones have only been up for about a year. If you go back to my videos that are a year ago, there's like nothing on the wall behind me. So all of these have been put up in the last year. And I really have not dusted any of them since then. I haven't needed to. I actually just went and looked at all of these to see if I could find a particularly dusty one to show you the process. But because I thoroughly cleaned them right before we moved here, and also because this wall behind me is in an inset nook, it doesn't get a lot of airflow and things like that. There's not really any dust accumulating on them, believe it or not. But I did take Golbat down from the wall right here because I did notice that even though Golbat does not have dust accumulating on it, it does have a few little loose pieces of Ida cloth, little bits that just kind of accumulate when you cut the back of the fabric and things like that. And there's also a little bit of cat hair on there. So I am going to show you how to clean it, but with one that's not particularly dusty, unfortunately. So the best way that I have found to dust these and to sort of keep them in good order is actually a lint roller. But you don't want to go out and get a really nice, super sticky lint roller. I actually like the really crappy ones that I don't know if you can hear it, but it barely has any stick at all to it. And that's because all you're wanting to do is lift off that layer of dust or, stray cat hair or whatever is on your piece without it really sticking to any of the stitches itself and starting to kind of fray some of the DMC floss. So the one that I use is actually from IKEA. They're a couple bucks, maybe $1 or $2 from IKEA. And this is the one that I use. I've had it for a long time now. It works great. For the actual edge of the hoop itself, so you will also get dust that accumulates up here. I use a really lightly damp, barely damp washcloth or a paper towel or something like that to wipe down the edges and to kind of get into these little nooks and crannies. And then, like I said, just the lint roller for the face of it. So here is our Golbat. He's not really dusty, but he does have, a cat hair here and some little fiddly bits of Ida, fringe that just have stuck onto him in a couple places. And I could go through and take these off by hand, but like I said, I did want to show you what it works with the lint roller. So I literally just take the lint roller and just gently brush it across a few times. And as you can see, it doesn't do any damage to the stitches themselves, but it just picks up any of the little extra bits and things that were on him so that he's nice and clean again. So as you can see, even really, really zoomed in on him, there is no damage to these stitches. We don't see a lot of the fuzzing or anything like that you might expect from a lint roller. And I think that is largely because, like I said, I'm using a really crappy lint roller. I'm not using a really strong one because I don't want it to be hanging on to the DMC floss. I want it to let go of the DMC floss and only hang on to whatever loose little particle bits there are. I hope that helps, and as always, happy stitching.